lot of times people look at late payments like that's what's killing them the most. But if you can, it's like shooting free throws, right? You got two late payments, right? That's like going to the free throw line and you don't miss your first two. You 0 for 2, right? But what if you make the next 8? Now you 8 for 10. You 80%. So a lot of time when you got late payments, what you got to do to overcome for the late payments, now you still want to try to get the late payment remarks removed because we don't want to have no derogatory items. However, if a person got 2 late payments and then they got 100 on time payments, you're not going to look at those 2 late payments the same.
Got you.
Because it's like missing 2 free throws, but you done made 100 straight. Who cares?
I love. What's happening, good people? Welcome to another episode of First Generation Wealth Builders. Today I got my guy Jeremy Lucas, man. A Trapper's Way Out is in the building, baby.
Yes, sir.
Got you,
man.
Man, thank you for coming through impromptu. I met him last night at David Shan's event. You know what I'm saying? We was kicking it and just politicking, and I learned a lot about, you know what I mean, his way into providing people with financial literacy.
Yes, sir.
You know, but for those who don't know you, man, who is Jeremy Lucas?
Man, Jeremy Lucas, Trapper's Way Out, a.k.a. the Credit Kingpin. And I got started on this journey just because I had discovered some things that I thought everybody knew about credit, finance. I started helping my mother with it, and then she started saying it, started taking her to another level, started giving more freedom, accessibility as far as credit. And she was like, look, you got to show our people this because we didn't learn this. Her parents didn't teach her this, you know, and she just saw it was a void because she was also in the foreclosure industry for like 23 years. So she kept seeing the houses she was taking was, you know, our community. And she was like, look, we're not learning about this stuff. So when she saw I had this gift, she kept trying to bring it out of me. And at the time, I didn't know how to monetize it. So I was like, man, Mom, you know, I ain't trying to do no community service.
Right.
And she was like, look, just find a way to help your people and make a profit from it. You never know where it can take you. So I just start tapping in, you know, with different individuals who was in the space, just seeing how they was using it, you know, to be able to make money and impact at the same time. And I was able to find my own lane.
Got you.
Yes.
Got you. What inspired your interest in that, man?
Man, basically, I got started in real estate. So about 3 years ago, about 3.5 years ago, I had got my real estate license, right? I had a background in accounting, so I was already good with numbers and finance, stuff like that. But I got sick of working at a job, right? And I knew a long time ago I didn't want to work at a job, but I was doing it because I was just trying to find my way. And so I wanted to get into real estate because I kept hearing all the, you know, big wigs talk about, you know, real estate's the way to go, right? So at the time I was thinking, you know, getting my real estate license was going to be able to help me get educated on, you know, different aspects of real estate. But it really wasn't. When you get in a real estate license as an agent, you're not really learning, you know, the game about real estate. You just buying and selling real estate. You learning the laws and things like that.
Right.
But that just enabled me to get more connected with certain individuals, other realtors, other investors and stuff like that. And I just figured if I was going to get into real estate investing, why not get both sides of the transaction? If I was going to buy the real estate, I can get a piece. If I was going to sell it, I'll get a piece. And in the investment, I'm going to get everything in the middle. So that's how I got started with that. And, man, once I got that real estate license, I started seeing, you know, how many people weren't able to become homeowners because of their credit. And where I am, you know, I'm located in DMV area,
Got you.
DC, Maryland, Virginia. And the average person is making, you know, the average person I was coming into was making 70 to 100,000 a year, but they were still unable to obtain homes due to their credit.
Got you.
So that's when I saw that void that I could feel, because I was like, man, if I could help these people with their credit, then I could get them to buy a house. Now I got the success story. I can take people from the cradle to the grave. I could take people from nothing.
That boy got the
to
Tupac
something.
lyrics.
Yes, sir. So that's how I got started with that, man. It started changing people's lives. I started getting people, you know, who didn't think they had a chance to buy a house, and I would help them with their credit, build it up, and then get them into a house, and then start creating those success stories. And that's when I was like, man, you know, it just started playing back what my mother was saying, how I could try to make an impact in my community by teaching people this stuff that, I already knew. And a lot of times what I started finding was like, things that we that come to us naturally that
Mhm.
we know, we don't a lot of times we don't take advantage of it because we don't think that there's somebody else out here that's yearning for that information, right? And that's what it taught me valuable lesson. Like those things that come naturally to you, you
Mhm.
got to find a way to monetize it and get it out there because you never know where who needs this information. It might be easy to you,
Right.
but the other people they might be struggling with it.
Facts.
And then a lot of times people don't get out their comfort zone to, you know, project that the information they got, and then you don't never know who you can help. It's somebody out here who might got the cure for cancer, but they might
Mm.
be an introvert. So they need some network or some people to extract that out of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
To bring that gift to the universe.
Got you, got you. Man, you came here and blessed us too, man. We got started, but I can't let that, thank you, man. That boy got them air fresheners, bro.
Yes,
Man, we
sir.
gonna hang, put that in the Mercedes. Then we got the t-shirts. Thank you for the blessing. Credit is the big homie, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like, where'd you get that where'd you get that phrase from, man? Where'd it come
Man,
from?
credit is the big homie, man. So, man, man, I got that early on. Man, long time ago. I used to do a lot of things. Some things was illegal at the time, but actually, it's not illegal no more. That's how ironic it is. But I would see people in the streets, and I would see them, not even have their finances right to go to be able to re up on drugs they were selling, right?
Right, right.
And so I started seeing, and I knew how credit worked.
Hey, just FYI too, bro.
Yeah.
Man, this is a safe place. You can say
All
whatever
right,
you want
I
to.
bet, bet.
There it is. It's a safe place, bro.
I
There
bet.
it is.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So man, I started seeing like when people was operating in the streets, a lot of times they didn't have their money, they ain't had their finances. So all they really had was their word. They'd go to their plug and get some more consignment, and then they would end up paying more for it because they didn't have the money right then, right? So I was like, man, if people understood credit or understood that they could leverage other people's money, then maybe they could get things for cheaper prices, right? Because at
Right.
the time I knew how to use my credit cards to even if I got cash advances or things like that, where you're gonna pay higher interest rates, I knew how to transfer balances and get 0% and things like that.
I'm
So
about to say, bro, you pulling cash advances with 10% interest. So your weed came with 10% interest. I'm dead.
I'm for real. And I just started saying that, right. And then, when I was in school, I was like the bank. This is when I started learning about interest, right? Because I started seeing like a lot of people, you know, didn't have money or needed loans or wanted to buy weed and stuff, and they wouldn't have money until their parents sent it that next Friday. You know what I mean? So I would literally loan people money or loan people product and be like, look, if I give you $50 today, I need $100 when you get it. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? So that's what taught me the interest concept, right?
mm,
And then of course when people would come back to me, if they pay me on time, next time they came back to me, they might need a little more. Hey man, let me get 150 this time, no problem, because this is a person that's constantly coming back, right? So I start taking that same idea, and I was like, man, this is what the bank is doing. I just
mm,
started looking at the relationships I was having with the banks. I was like, man, if I pay them back on time, or if I pay them back early, I start seeing my credit limits grow. I start seeing my offers for lower APRs come in. Like they start trusting you. And I start seeing this was the same relationship I had with people. If I lent somebody some money and they came back and paid me quicker than expected, next time they came and asked for money, oh, you can have it. Cause I know they coming right back. And I
mm.
know I'm gonna make some money as well. And then it's building a relationship. You're literally helping somebody. People start to trust you, your name start to grow, and you just next thing you know, you're an asset to your community.
Bro, Mike, what we gonna name this, man? We gonna name this interest on a QP.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, and I'm trying to tell you, and I used to do it, man. I used to do it all the time. You ain't got the money, but you
Hey,
need
this
the
episode gonna
opportunity.
bang out the gate. Interest on a QP, man.
Yes,
10%
sir.
interest on a QP,
I'm
bro.
telling
Like,
you.
do what you do, man. Take 30 days. It's gonna come with 30% interest on a QP.
Look,
Let's run it.
and I used to have instances where the plug would be like, look, man, I could just give you all this, and I'm like, look, man, I'm cool. I can do that if I want because I got the money. even if I didn't have the cash, I knew how I could get the cash. You know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? So I was like, man, credit is the big homie. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You can't run off on the plug. You gotta pay the plug back. You know what I'm saying? That's why when that whole thing came out with Plies ran off on the plug twice, like who does that? How you do that? Like you run off on the plug once, how you gonna run off on them twice?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So people got to understand a lot of times, with the credit or whatever relationship you in, a lot of times it's not about the money. So a lot of people, don't repay or don't, do things honestly and ethical because, they looking at the money or they trying to, get over. But it's most of the time it's about the relationship. You spend money with somebody, you pay somebody back, you honoring your word. People not understanding how far that's taking you or what type of relationship impact that can have on you, positively with that person.
Got you. So I'm understanding you hustling. I'm understanding how you leveraging it. Now, um, how did you begin to compose the skill that you have in the sense of you're aware how the bank works, you're aware how you could apply it, but now you're teaching people
Yeah,
how to leverage credit.
yeah.
And how are you like how would you tell somebody what does somebody coming into your course and or your community what's the entry point? How do you onboard them?
Man, first thing we got to do is we're gonna have to do an analysis of their personal credit, right? Because everything start with personal credit, and I get a lot of people come to me and they're like, "Man, I want business credit, business credit, business credit," but they're not even aware that they got to have the personal credit right as a prerequisite, right?
Mhm.
So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show people how to analyze their credit report because they got to be able to learn how to do for self. They got to be able to
Gotcha.
do this stuff themselves. So they got to know how to remove negative items. They got to know. What's dictating their credit score because a lot of people like my mother, she just thought that if you made 100% on-time payments then you should have good credit, but there's
Mhm.
other factors in that: your credit utilization, your credit mix, your number of accounts, how long you've had your accounts open and things like that. So that's what I get people to understand is exactly how your credit score is calculated, how it's dictated, what factors are contributing to your score, and I just sit with them and help them break down their score, show them how to analyze their credit report in maybe 30 seconds so they know exactly what they need to do, right?
Gotcha.
And because we got to have personal credit right to be able to leverage the business credit so then we can start making passive income just by using our credit, using other people's money.
Got you. When we get it together right then and there, what's the next step typically?
Once we got the credit right,
Right,
then,
personal credit.
then we can start applying for funding. Now we can start using the bank's money so that we can start funding things that we try and do. Because what I start seeing, because I was in corporate America for about 11, 12 years. And what I would see is, everybody who was in corporate America somehow, some way wanted to start their own business, wanted to start their own company or something like that. The only reason they couldn't is because they ain't had the money or they ain't had the credit. If
Got
they
you.
got the credit, they don't need the money
Got you.
because they can go use somebody else's money.
Got you.
So I just wanted to show people how to be able to obtain funding because it could literally change their life, change their dreams. Like I started saying, just when I would go into the barber shop, I would say, I would go up to barbers and be like, "Man, how long you been cutting?"
Mhm.
And they'd be like, "Man, 5, 10 years." And I was like, "Man, why ain't you open the shop yet?"
Right.
You know, and they'd be like, and I'd be like, "Is it the money? Is it the credit? If you had an extra 40,000, would you been able to open that shop?" And they like, "Yeah, man, I would have opened that shop." And I'm like, "Look, you can get it off credit. I got that in my pocket right now on credit cards. I could swipe
Mhm.
and open 10 of them. So let me just show you how to build your credit." And I just started saying that that's what was holding people back from being their own boss, or that was holding people back from firing their boss and
Mm.
leveling up was the fact that they either didn't have the money and didn't have the credit. And a lot of times credit and money is synonymous. Most people who got money going to have good credit. Most people who got good credit are going to have some income, so I just start trying to figure out how to merge that gap to get people having their credit right, their finances right, so that we can grow, take advantage of opportunities.
Got you. So you what would you say your superpower is? Because
Man,
like everybody works on credit.
yep.
Everybody is funding today. You know what I'm saying? What you say is your superpower?
My superpower is showing you how to fire your boss.
Mm.
I literally can show somebody how to fire their boss with a credit card.
I mean, tell me. I mean, let's
So
say
look,
let's say that's a job. I'm making. I'm making. I'm gonna make it a little harder on you.
yeah,
I'm making $100,000 at
look,
my job.
yep, look, I'm
Just
a
because the more money I make, the harder it's typically for me to leave my job. Psychology,
most definitely. So
psychological.
basically, last year I was making about 80,000 a year. I was doing accounting. I was like a project cost engineer for a power company in the DMV area, right?
Okay.
And I actually got fired from my job, right? But luckily at the time I was already doing financial literacy. I was with a multi-level marketing company that was doing credit. So I was just bringing people in, helping people get their credit fixed, or bringing people on, being helping them be a part of my team so they could make money, influencing people to get their credit fixed. Every person they referred, they would get paid, things like that, right? And like I said, I was making 80,000, and I thought that was pretty decent money until I really started making money in this credit space outside of work, right? And I just started seeing, I was like, man, 100,000 really ain't no money, right?
Mm,
And then I started seeing little ways that I could make money just off having good credit.
mhm,
You can literally make money off having good credit. So one of those ways I talk to you about, I know a lot of people hear about trade lines or authorized users, things like that.
mhm.
You can literally take one credit card and I can show a person how to make $36,000 a year off one credit card, right?
Let's talk about that.
So look, let's say we got a credit card that allows you to add 10 authorized users, right?
Mhm,
Usually people gonna sell authorized user slots for $500 to $700 per slot,
mhm.
right? Let's just pick a number. Let's say 600. We're gonna sell it for 600, but they're only gonna stay on there for 2 months.
Now, does 2 months really help me get my credit together, though?
So what it's gonna do is gonna so that's not the only thing you're gonna do. You're gonna do some other steps to build your credit as
Okay.
well. So adding an authorized user will actually put my credit card history, my credit card attributes onto your credit report, which will give you a bump. So you really want to use it like a supplement. This is not the end all be all. You still want to structure and build out your credit report, right?
Mhm.
But if I added you to 2 or 3 cards, then you would get a bump up from my credit history, my credit utilization, my
Got you.
relationship I got with the bank. It will now report on your credit, right?
But once you take it off in 2 months, do
Exactly.
I lose that?
Absolutely. So that's why people need it, because let's say somebody's going to go for funding, or they're going to buy a house, or they're going to buy a car. They just need it for that moment. They just need it temporarily to get them approved, get them the highest credit limits that they can possibly
Eh,
get.
this boy getting interest every way. He getting interest from the QP. He getting
Yeah,
interest for this.
mm,
He about to fire your job. Okay,
I'm
keep going.
telling
Keep
you.
going. My bad.
So once I saw that this was something that was able to help people, I learned this because I added my mother to my credit cards, right?
Okay.
And she starts seeing her scores going up. She starts seeing more credit card offers coming in the mail. When she would apply for a credit card, they would give her a $25,000 limit versus the $5,000 limits that they was giving her. And so she was like, "Look, ever since you added me to your cards, this is what's happening." I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, because this was like 2006.
Got you.
So I wasn't even aware of this. I was just trying to help my mother. She had just got a divorce. And I was like, at the time, I wanted her to know that, look, I'm the man of the house. So look, I'm going to put you on my cards, in case we ever go broke. Mom, we got 100,000 in credit. And I wasn't even thinking of monetizing it. But when she showed me and was telling me that this was helping her, I started doing research. Like, man, this might be something I might be able to monetize, because if this is helping people grow their credit card limits, helping them get higher approval ratings and funding, got to be a way I can monetize it, right?
Mhm,
So back to what I was saying, if I got a credit card and I can add 10 authorized users, right?
mhm.
Typically, you're only going to have people on there for 2, maybe if you nice 3 months at a time, because when people purchase these trade lines from you, they know they're going for funding. So they really only want to do it maybe 30 to 45 days before they're going to try to get approved for something.
Understood. So it's
Right.
a time. There's a strategy to obtaining the funds that you're trying to get once you get the bump ups.
Absolutely.
Okay. Got you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's going to report, like if I add a person today, it's going to report that credit card on their credit report within 30 days.
Right.
So they know within 30 days this score is going to go up. And now they got 2 months to obtain funding. That's enough time for them to go to
Run
different
a play.
places. And exactly.
Got you.
So if I charge a person $600 and I just have them on a card for 2 months, right? And then I'm gonna cycle them off and then add another person on, right? Let's just say I did 10 people one time, right?
Mhm.
And I'm cycling them off every 2 months, I can make $36,000 in 1 year off of one credit card.
Got you.
You
Now
know,
you can you do that with every credit card? Because I don't think American Express
Ex-
it's gonna report
exactly,
like that.
exactly. So certain cards got certain stipulations, and this is what I teach in the mentorship, right?
Got you.
Because like with American Express, they're not going to report your age, and that's one of the
Mm,
biggest components on your credit score is your age, right? So American Express not going to report the age. So you got to know which cards are going to report which information.
got you.
Then also, if you do this too much, you run the risk of the bank feeling like you're helping too many people out, so then they might close your accounts. If
Mm.
they see you just adding people as authorized users, other people are able to benefit from your history and they don't see no purchases being made.
So, what would you say is a decent threshold to avoid? You know, yes, you're trying to make money,
Mhm.
but you don't want to get your credit shut
Exactly.
down. So, what would you say is a modest? You know,
So basically, here's a way to avoid it. All you gotta do is call your credit card company and tell them, look, what I'm doing is I'm helping people get back acclimated to society, right?
mm,
I'm partnered with a nonprofit organization where I help people um, start to learn financial literacy, learn how to manage your credit card. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a person for a short period of time, maybe 90, 60 to 90 days, just to help them build their credit, just to help them learn how to use this card. And you want to use the card sometime, but you want to pay it right off, just so it reports,
good
a
credit pull.
low utilization to keep your score high, right?
Got you.
And you just ask them, hey, this is what I'm doing. Is this okay? And
Got
you
you.
want them to document it so they know they don't put it in the system. They got your voice recorded saying, oh yeah, that's fine, sir. You're definitely that's something that's very good. We appreciate you doing something like that for the
Mm,
community. You call and check them like that. Now certain banks still not going to rock with it.
right,
So I got
right.
a list of banks who you can rock with
Got you.
because I've
And we need the
had
cheat sheet, bro. We need the
absolutely.
cheat sheet.
Absolutely, I got you. Because I have gotten cars shut down because it's a couple banks that they'll allow you to do it for like a year. So you can, make money for a year off of it. And then after a year, they might close your cards. And they'll
Mm,
allow you to open those accounts again. But guess what? That age is gone because now you're starting all the way over.
gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. So when you're talking age, you're talking about how long the account has been open.
Exactly.
Got you.
Yep.
Now, if you tell me though, you're gonna put me on my credit card, you're gonna put me on your credit card for me to leverage. Do the credit card come to my house?
Nope. It come to my house.
I'm just checking. You know, I'm
Exactly.
looking for risk here.
Yep.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it
I
comes to
wouldn't
my
want
house.
somebody else getting my credit card
Exactly.
running me up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So the way we do it and the way I teach people how to do it is the person, if I add you to the card,
Mhm.
you'll never get the card. You're never
Got
gonna
you.
see it.
Got you.
I'm gonna get the card.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna use the card.
Now, can they call, Amex, American
Nope.
Express, Mastercard, whatever, and be like, "Yo,
Nope.
I lost my card. Can you
Nope.
send it over here? I
Nope.
send my ID, whatever."
Nope. Nope. And then what's gonna happen is,
You gonna
let's
get a
say
ding.
no. See, here's what's gonna happen when you call. Let's say I added you to my card, and you like, man, I know I'm on that account. Let me try to get a card. You call Amex or you call whatever bank it is, and you
Right,
say,
right,
hey, my name is such and such. I got an account with y'all.
right, right.
They gonna look it up, and they gonna say, well, who is the primary account holder?
Got you.
What's his full name?
Got you.
What's his date of birth?
Got you.
What's his mother maiden name? They're gonna start asking so many attributes. What's the last four of his social? What's his address? You're gonna have to verify security questions and all that.
Okay.
They're not gonna let you do it because they're gonna see that you're just a authorized user and this
Fair
is
enough.
not you're not the primary account holder. So
Got
they're
you.
gonna make sure that you're the primary account holder or all the primary account holders' information for you to even do anything.
Got you. That's a play right
Yep.
there. That's a play. Got you. So that's the trade lines.
Yep.
I feel like you got more ways for me to learn how to make money.
Bro, I got a lot of
All
ways.
right. All right. So don't stop, bro.
So look,
You know what I mean? Let's
so
keep
that was
pushing.
just one way. So like I said, if I can make 36,000 off one credit card, and I can show you right now because this is just what I'm rolling with. But if I got if I got credit cards in my pocket, 3 credit cards, I can make 100,000. That ain't no money.
Mm,
And when I was growing up, we was taught to think like, man, you can make 100,000 a year. That's gonna be a lot of money.
facts.
Everybody thought that was the threshold to making it, 100,000
Mm.
a year.
So let me ask you this though, right? So you got the three credit cards. You can make 100,000, but how would one obtain that many people to leverage to get with that play?
Where they
Like how?
gonna find the people?
Yeah,
Oh,
how?
easy, easy. You go to the end user, or you go to the person who's going to meet the end user. So of course we can say, I can start going on social media, and sometimes I'll go on social media and just make posts. Who want to raise their credit score? With the authorized user, I got this card that's open, and then people would literally, I could go make a post right now, and people going to hit me up,
Mm.
and I can make $1,000 in one day just sitting at a lunch table,
So
right?
you brought out your credit card. Shit, we need to start doing that today.
Absolutely,
you know, you know
absolutely,
what I'm saying? Like, I'm
absolutely,
ready. Like I'm ready.
absolutely,
Okay, like I just need the mortgage, a couple things paid off for.
exactly.
I
So
seen you driving a new Corvette too, bro. I need to do that too.
exactly, and so look, hey, that's not my money. So all I got to do, if the card no 1,400 a month, that means all I got to do is add two authorized users to a credit card. My car no paid for the month, right?
Mm.
Let's say I take that Corvette. My boy came into town, Van Taylor.
Hmm.
He came into town this weekend. He was like, "Hey man, I need one of them Corvettes because I got two of them.
Got you.
So I
You on
got
the
a
Toro
blue
plate
one
in?
and a white one. I
Got
ain't
you.
even start renting them out on Toro yet,
Okay.
but I got them available. So when my friends come into town, they like, "Yo, let me rent one of them. I
Hey,
got
he
400
living
a
different.
day."
He got cars for his friends when they come in town. Like, oh now, bro. Like, hey, I'm glad we building this friendship right here, bro. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying? Like, we need to let him know when weekend we coming back. So we just got a Corvette on the
Absolutely,
side. We can't put
absolutely,
no equipment in the back, but or we can put it in the hood. Yeah, we can put it in the hood. There it is. There it
absolutely.
is. It's lit. It's lit.
Absolutely. So then if I rent a Corvette, the van came into town Sunday.
Mhm.
I rented him a Corvette for 400. He came in for one day, flew back out, $400. He came back into town 2 days ago, one day, to go to the all white joint.
Mhm.
Which one he wanted? He wanted the white Corvette.
Got you.
Another 400. I made $800 off 2 days.
Got you.
The car note's 1,400. So that means in 4 days I done paid off the car note.
Got
I
you.
got 26 more days or 27 more days
To make
to
more money.
possibly make money. And let's say I don't make no money, right? The Corvette Cardinals paid for it. Now I got another positive trade line on my account. I got another reference saying that I pay my bills on time.
Mm.
So in the end, it's helping me obtain more funding in the future. Once I pay that car off, they're gonna see, man, you paid off one Corvette, you paid off two Corvettes, you paid off a Range Rover, you paid off this. I got other cars I rent out too.
This boy got a fleet, boy.
So this how you turn credit into cash, right?
Okay.
Easy. So I sell a trade line, I can make 36,000 a year
Mhm.
off one credit card, right?
Got you.
I can take that credit card and that money that I made 36,000 a year can pay for both of my Corvette car notes. So essentially I don't have a car note because I'm able to turn my credit card into cash to buy liabilities, which essentially are assets because they making me money.
Right.
This is how you turn credit to cash. This is how you ain't got to work. Because if I do this multiple times with multiple cars, then you don't got to work. I got mentees who I teach how to do this, and I can show you text messages of them. They making 16,000 a month just renting cars
Mm.
out. I've helped 3 people quit their jobs just showing them these methods.
Got you.
And we compounding these strategies. So we taking the money that we making off the credit cards and we not just going to take that and spending it and splurging it.
Mhm.
We gonna put that into something else that's gonna make some money.
Got you.
Then when we get some money from that, we gonna put that into something else that's gonna make some
Got
money.
you.
Now we making money 3 times over, and each player is going into each other, so it's compounding. We got a
Got you.
compounding effect, and this how you fire your boss.
There it
We ain't even
is.
gotten to everything else. We ain't even gotten to Airbnb. We ain't even gotten to affiliate marketing. This is just turning your credit into cash.
Let's go into the affiliate marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that play.
Absolutely. So basically, with affiliate marketing, right, this is one of the best ways to start making money with no overhead, right? Because a lot of times people want to get into business and things like that. But like I said, if they ain't got the money, they ain't got the credit, they ain't got an investor, it's going to be hard for them to do. And even when you get investors, it's still your credit.
Right.
It's your credibility.
Mm.
Because if I come to you and I know you got a bunch of money, and I say,
I
hey
don't.
man, I got this, and I say, hey man, I got this great idea. I got this great, everybody, I got a great idea.
Mhm.
If you don't trust me as a person, you don't think I'm a stand-up person, I'm an honest person, you're not going to lend me anything.
Right.
It don't matter if my idea is perfect and great.
Right.
You know, I can have this perfect strategy that's going to make money, but if you don't trust my character as a person, you're not going to give me the money. So that's why credit is the big homie, because essentially that's what credit is. When you go apply for a loan or apply at a bank for something, they don't know you from Adam. So it's like somebody coming to you on the street saying, yo, can I borrow some money? We're going to go look at their credit report and see who they've been paying or who they haven't been paying.
You need to be like, did you pay the plug back?
Exactly. That's what I want to know. Do you pay the plug back? Because if somebody came to you
Out the gate.
and asked you for money that came to him and asked and borrowed money from him before, first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to him and say, hey, this person just asked me for money. What did they do the last time they paid you back? And he might be like, man, they was one day late. You're going to be like, I don't know. But if he said, man, they paid me back on time. They paid me back early. I didn't ever have to ask for my money. I forgot I gave them the money and they came to me.
Gotcha.
You'd be like, oh, I
need that.
I can rock with this person.
Gotcha.
Not only I can make some money, I can add some value. I can help this person. You can strengthen the relationship, build it some way. And yeah, that's how it works.
Got you. So let's talk about it, man. There's a lot of people that I work with as a real estate investor. And the truth is, I was on a podcast, a couple days ago, and literally the gentleman was just like, yo, man, pain point that you have is that a lot of people in our culture think that we have to have money or you got to, be an old white man that has had a great corporate job and just has all this influx of money to acquire real estate. So that's a fear of us that we don't talk about as African Americans, and that fear prohibits us from pursuing that.
Absolutely.
Because we do got late payments.
Yep.
Because we are in our heads and we assume there's some myths out there that are not true, that you're obviously breaking.
Absolutely.
But, if I do got 2 late payments, 3 late payments, I feel like I can't do it because I got a 620.
Yep, absolutely. So look, if a person is in the 600s, I already know a lot of times it's not the late payments. And a lot of times people look at late payments like that's what's killing them the most. But if you can, it's like shooting free throws, right? You got 2 late payments, right? That's like going to the free throw line and you don't miss your first 2. You 0 for 2, right? But what if you make the next 8? Now you 8 for 10. You 80%. So a lot of time when you got late payments, what you got to do to overcome for the late payments, now you still want to try to get the late payment remarks removed because we don't want to have no derogatory items. However, if a person got 2 late payments and then they got 100 on time payments, you're not going to look at those 2 late payments the same.
Got you.
Because it's like missing 2 free throws, but you done made 100 straight. Who cares?
I love the analogy.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So what we got to do is the more late payments you got, or if you got late payments, we just got to put more on-time payments on your credit report. So that's why people who got thin credit profiles, it's harder for them to recover because they don't have enough things on their credit report saying they're paying every month. That's why I got so many credit cards, because people like, man, why would you have 20 credit cards? Like my grandparents were like, yo, don't ever get a credit card. But what it enables me to do is if I get 1 late payment, right? And I got 20 credit cards.
You still shoot 95%.
I'm still 95%.
Got you. Tough. Now, 20 credit cards. How do you go about that? Because inquiries lower your credit too, right?
Because then I should teach you how to remove them. We can remove inquiries in 24 to 72 hours.
I'm starting to think, bro, like you the plug.
I'm telling you. This how it works. Forget inquiries. So I could go get 20 inquiries today. I can go buy 20 cars today. I'm going to get 20 inquiries. Guess what? I'm going to call the credit bureaus. They probably not open tomorrow, but I'm going to call them on Monday. and I'm going to get all of them removed.
Hey, I need to do that.
Exactly. That's easy.
You know
I can give you the play for that. That's easy. And these are some of the things I show people how to monetize, because some people don't know how to do this. So I show my students how to do this, not only for themselves, not only for their families, but also for other people who need these services. And now they're able to monetize this.
Got you. What where you say students? You know what I'm saying? Like where can somebody watching this, join your mentorship,
Man,
bro?
so I got a mentorship program. It's a 4 week mentorship. We do it live on Zoom. So we doing Zoom calls. It's about 40 to 50 people on there every night. And it's a $3,000 mentorship. But I got mentees, like I told you, I got three who started with me in January.
Got
They've
you.
already quit their jobs.
Got you.
And they're making, like, if they were probably making 3 or 4 thousand a month at their jobs, they making like 15 to $25,000 a month now, just using these strategies, turning their credit into cash. And then now they're making even more money because now that they're able to show people they've done it, now they got the
Mhm.
authority to teach on it.
Mhm.
So they just teaching people exactly what I showed them.
Mhm.
And now they got their own audience. So now they're able to make more money off the mentorships.
Got you.
And this is how we able to change the community and change the culture.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike. I gotta run the play. I gotta get 20 credit cards.
I'm telling you.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
telling you.
I pulled my wallet out to count mine. I was like, how many do I got?
you know what I mean? Like, why not, right?
Yep.
Like, why not? I'm trying to shoot 100%.
Exactly.
But even if I miss one, I'm still Gucci. Never looked at it like that.
Yep.
I looked at it like I don't have the necessity for that much
Mm-hmm.
cash right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like,
But that's the good thing about it, right? So look at credit like this, right? And that's what a lot of people say. They're like, but I don't need 20 credit cards. It ain't about what you need right now.
mm,
What about when you ready to expand your business in 2 years? And what if you came into a crisis or a bind? See, I went into a real estate crisis. I bought a house out here in Atlanta. Had a cousin did a snaky deal with me. He was supposed to be my project manager, and I had got a hard money lender, so I had a high interest rate. And what happened was my cousin and the project manager was stealing the money. So the money that I was putting into the house to build it up, and mind you, I'm at home in DC. I'm sending money down here for drywall and all this stuff. They not doing no work. They just taking the money and putting it in their pocket, right?
all right, so you know what I mean? Where I'm from,
Yeah.
the plug usually keep big guns, my new. What kind of guns you had? Like, I'm just saying.
Hey, look, and at the time, right? You know, when you losing money like that, you want to really
You
do
want to
something.
use your gun.
You want to do something, right? But at the time, I already knew, man. I had a vision in mind, and I was like, I don't want to put negative energy on this earth, right?
Mm.
I'm over here trying to build my community, try to have my name be like a wholesome image in my community, helping people. I can't be over here whacking people upside the head. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was, man, I found a way to turn I already knew how to turn credit into cash. So I was like, man, if I can stomach this loss and I can keep pushing forward, can't nothing stop me. I lost $180,000 in about 14 months.
Mm.
Bounced all the way back. You know what I
That'd be
mean?
sick though.
As soon as I sold the house, I ended up fixing it up, sold the house at a loss, but I wanted to complete the project. I didn't want to, jeopardize my credit by
Right.
just giving up. I knew my credit was powerful. I knew I could turn my credit into cash. So I refused to let that loss just deplete me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Soon as I sold the house on April 9th, that was the day I got fired from my job. Got fired from my job that I was at for maybe 6 years.
What's your mind state like right around this time,
Bro, going crazy. I'm like, man, how did I get out of a problem and then face another one? It was like this Les Brown speech that he said. He said, man, you either in a problem, just getting over one, or about to come into a new one. All the time, right? It don't stop.
Mm.
And so what it taught me was just to keep grinding, right? Because I was losing money. Now I just sold the house, finally got that burden off my back. Same day I sold the house, my job calls me and was like, hey, you're fired. We see that you got a business outside of work. You're doing real estate. You're doing credit. We think you're doing this at work. We went on your computer. We saw you went on creditkarma.com. And I was like,
I
what
mean,
that mean?
you could be checking your personal.
I said,
though.
I'm checking I was like, I was
Yeah.
on break.
Yeah.
They say, yeah, but we heard you a credit specialist. So that means you was at work doing work. So not only we going to fire you, but we going to deny your unemployment. So now I ain't getting unemployment, right?
Oh, wow.
But at the time, I was in a multi-level marketing company. I was doing credit. I was pushing financial literacy. I was doing trade lines and things like that, affiliate marketing as well. So I was making $20,000 a month outside of work. So I was good, right? And now I wasn't throwing money away in this investment while I was getting robbed. So I was like, man, I'm still good. $20,000, right? I joined the mentorship around September, And then I said, man, I'm gonna take these principles I'm learning, this mentorship and the stuff I already know, and I'm gonna create my own mentorship and start teaching people, right? So the company that I was doing the credit repair with didn't like it because they weren't gonna get paid off this stuff, and they
Right,
looked
right.
at it like
Makes
I
sense.
was competition essentially,
Got
right?
you.
So they ended up terminating me in November. So now I'm like, man, I done got fired 2 times in 1 year, right? And that's why on these bands I put, your adversity is your gift.
Got you.
Adversity is your gift because at this time I'm going through all this adversity and
I
I'm
like
like,
that.
you questioning, and I'm not a religious person, but I believe in the creator. I believe in somebody on this earth that's, dictating all this stuff. And I'm asking the man, like, why would you do this to me? Why is this happening to me? But it would just make me mash on the gas every time adversity happened. I was like, look, I can't fail. I like being clean. I like being fresh. I like having money. I like having stuff. And I like helping other people. So there's no way that I'm going to let myself fail. So I just use all my adversity to not only fuel me, but to teach people different things. This is why people don't need to be working these jobs, or this is why even if you work a job, you still got to be working to create some type of dream or something because
Mm,
most of these employers are at will. So yes, they gave me a reason and said we're firing you because of XYZ. We think you violated, but in all actuality, they could have just came to me and said, you know what, we're firing you because we just don't want you, or we're downsizing, or we're going to just give your work to somebody else and make them do double work. Hey, that's our prerogative. They're at will
mm,
employer. They have the right to do that. So that's why people can't rely on these jobs. That's
got
why
you.
people got to have other ways to be able to make money. And if people can learn how to make $100,000 a year just off leveraging their credit, they won't be on eggshells at work.
Got you.
It used to
No.
be so many times I used to be at work, and then my boss will come to my desk and be like, "I need to see you in my office," and I'd
Mm.
be like, "Damn, is this the day? I'm about to get fired." And you walk in there on eggshells, and then they're like, "Oh, just have a seat." No, I didn't. You're like, "Woo!"
Right, right, right.
Halfway gave yourself a heart attack because you really need this job to feed your family, right?
Mm.
And everybody does, but you never know when that moment can be where you can lose it. I done got fired from 10 jobs. So it was always instilled in me never to settle for a job.
Got you. Got you. I we gonna name the podcast now. Are you employable? Because nobody on that seat is ever employable. You're not employable, bro.
Unemployable. And that's what credit gave me, right? Because you got to think, if I'm making $20,000 a month and then my job is paying me $4,000 a month, when I go into work, I got a different swag. I'm in there like like I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? So my
Got you.
my my coworkers start feeling that. And they was like, "Yo, why you ain't never tripping in here when they change some rules on us? Why you nothing affects you? What is it? What do you do outside of work? What's going on?" They want to know because they can feel that energy.
Right, 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 right.
So my bosses, my supervisors start feeling that energy. Cause now I'm going in the meeting saying, "Yo, this is wrong.
Right.
This ain't right.
Because you got a
Y'all need to change
backbone.
this." Exactly.
Mm.
Cause and at the time I'm feeling like I'm unemployed, but I don't need a job.
Got you.
I'm looking at my boss like, I know I make more than you.
Got you.
I know I'm smarter than you. I know I can fire you at any time.
Got
I
you.
don't gotta work here.
Tough. Man, you mind giving us one more play? You know what I'm saying? I'm a bit, is that greedy, bro? But I think you got another play, bro.
All
You
right,
know what
so
I'm
look,
saying?
so when we was talking about affiliate marketing, right? And I know you talk about you got a Benz, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got a Benz plug. So basically, I'm gonna tell you how I got this.
Hold on, this is interesting.
And anybody can do this. So I'm really giving the game away, right? So when I was with this network marketing company before they fired me, I had 700 people under me who were either teaching financial literacy or that were fixing their credit. So once I got to 500 people, they gave me $600 a month towards a brand new Benz. So I had to go buy a Benz. I had to qualify for it, get it in my name, and then they would just give me $600 a month towards it.
Mhm.
So I bought a 2021 GLE. I got it at home in Maryland. So when I went in and bought the car, the finance manager was like, man, we got to run your credit and blah, blah. I was like, cool. I'm going to be sitting in my car. At the time I had like a 2010 Nissan Maxima. So I was like, I'm going to be sitting in my car. I'll wait for you in my car. He walked out. He was like, sir, can you step out the car? And I was like, I mean, Just let me know if I got it or not. I'm about to pull off. I'm good.
All right.
He was like, just step out the car. So I got out the car. He was like, your credit is good and everything, but you're buying $105,000 car. Like, your highest car note you've ever bought is $35,000. So we gotta question this.
Mhm.
What do you do? What's going on? And I was like, well, look, I never thought I was gonna buy a car for this much money either. But here's what's been happening. I do financial literacy, blah blah. The company's giving me $600 a month, so I'm really only gonna pay like $1,100 a month for this, and I can do this easily because this is what I'm making. They never asked to see my pay stubs or anything, but they just had to ask the question.
Right.
Most dealerships probably wouldn't ask the question, but Mercedes Financial, they're a little different. So, they had to question it, right? So then he took me in his office and we had a lot in common. He knew some of the people who was in the company that I was working with, right? So from there, I was like, man, what if I'm able to bring people to you who buying cars? Because at the time, I was teaching a mentorship. I was in a space and I was meeting all these people who were doing tour road, things like that. So I was like, look, I got a large network of people who will probably buy cars from you if I send them your way. What can you give me? Because I'm going to help you sell cars. And he was like, man, we can give you $250 a car. And I was like, man, that ain't nothing, but it ain't about the money all the time. It's about the relationship.
Facts.
Sometimes people want to see if you really going to provide this value, if you really going to have this impact, and then we can negotiate later. So I took that and ran with it. So I start, I got a Mercedes. I start posting videos of me driving it online, videos of the car driving itself, little features on the car, just promoting the car, right? So now people like, man, I want to get a Benz. How do you do this? I'm like, man, you can turn your credit to cash. I can show you how to do X, Y, Z. So now I'm selling cars. Every person I send a Mercedes, I'm getting $250, right? So now it's starting to pay for my car note. I'm making like $750 to like $1,000 a month, right? Mind you, the company was still paying for the car, so now the car is completely free because they give me $600 a month. Then I'm making about $1,000 just referring. So I'm like, man, I can really do this, right? So what happened was, I started putting more people onto the Benz plug just to show them, look, I got a way you can make money. Just refer people who want to buy Benz. Go make a post. Put, hey, who wants to buy Benz with no doc loans? Blah, blah. Go put it on your page, see if anybody jump at it, right? Now they start selling cars, right? So now I go back to Mercedes like, look, y'all see what I'm doing. How many cars am I selling a month? How many people have I brought on to y'all? All right, now we need to restructure this deal. I need more money.
Right.
They're like, all right, we're going to give you $400 now. We're going to give you $400 a car. Now, if I sell 3 cars, that's $1,200 in a month. And then what that enabled me to do was now every time I go buy a car, if I go buy a Chevy, if I go buy a Nissan, whatever I go buy, when I'm there, I'm showing them the checks from Mercedes saying, look, y'all better give me a good deal because I'm an influencer.
Gotcha. I'm about to
I can
upgrade
bring
my
a
joint. I'm about to upgrade.
You know what I'm saying?
I got an S class, bro. I need that 2021.
Ooh, I test drove that. That thing nice.
Mike told me my car was boo boo. Something's wrong with Mike. We're not gonna talk about Mike here, but he's like, this is okay. I just like how the seat contours. Man, get out my car. But right on, because I'm about to upgrade 2021. It's silly.
Yes, sir.
It's silly. You can wave and the joint go backwards.
Bro,
yeah, Mike don't understand.
That thing crazy.
Man, we're not gonna talk about my car though, because it's not a diss session. But right on for that. We go right on for that, bro.
So look, that's how you do it. You can walk into any dealership.
It's a bird dog feed.
Bro, exactly. And anybody's gonna do it. So even let's say you go into a dealership and they acting real bougie and they're like, nah, we don't need that. Just go find a car salesman that's not selling that many cars and tell him, look, I'm gonna blow your business up. I'm gonna make you one of the biggest car salesmen here. I'm gonna feed you the people. What you gonna give me? You can negotiate this. They gonna give you something. And then once they start seeing it, they're gonna be like, man, you changing my life. Now Mercedes is looking at me like, yo,
which one you want next? Maybach?
Bruh. Exactly. and then exactly. So now when I go buy the car, they gonna make sure they give me the deal. I'm the influencer.
There it is.
When people see me in the car, and then I'm gonna refer more people to them, it's gonna make them more money. So it only makes sense for them to wipe me down and keep it correct with me. So that's how you can build an affiliate marketing relationship, and you can do that with anything.
Right.
Don't matter what it is you do. If you able to bring a community of people to somebody's business,
Right.
it only makes sense for that person to compensate you because they're not doing the work.
Right. Free marketing.
It's free marketing. That's it.
Tough. And you paying for the marketing after the closing of a sale.
Exactly.
So you don't even have to pay for it up front as a business person.
Exactly. And that's where the risk is associated when people do advertisement and marketing, because it's no guarantee that that money's coming back.
You killed the risk.
Exactly. There's no risk. You're bringing the person, once the sale is closed, then the dealership or whoever you got the relationship with pays you. And that's how you can just make money without even putting up any money.
I love it, bro. So, man, you know what I'm saying? We was talking yesterday, bro. And I was asking you because I see you rocking the One Deep. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about, you know, where that came from, the concept came from.
Man, so when I started with this whole financial literacy journey, my mother had taught me forced me to get a credit card after my senior year of high school, because she was like, look, I co-signed for your father and he blew it. I'm not co-signing for nobody else. So you're going to get your credit right by establishing it early, right? So once I started figuring out credit, I started teaching people. I started teaching my sister. I started teaching my family. Started teaching my friends, close people around me who I knew needed it and could benefit from it. Of course, when you're doing stuff for free, people don't respect it. People think it's something they can get to later. They think it's too good to be true. And then especially when it's somebody who grew up with you, people like, I know him. He don't know what he's talking about. If it came from a total stranger or it came from a white man, people might be more inclined to listen to it, right? So then once I started with the credit repair company in 2018, now I'm like, hey, y'all, we can monetize this stuff I've been teaching y'all for free. Let's monetize it. Nobody was rocking with it. Man, that's a pyramid scheme. That's a scam. You ain't gonna quit your job off of that. Think about what you're doing now. I'm sure some people you had naysayers like, why are you doing that? That's a hobby.
Oh, they laughed.
That don't make
when I
no
started
money.
the hair extension company, they laughed.
Yeah, and that's what happened. So I felt that, right? And I couldn't get nobody to join. So I was like, you know what? I'm one deep. I ain't messing with nobody. I'm gonna be isolated. I'm gonna get in my dream. I'm gonna get in my vision and get so far in my bag that I don't even need nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm one deep. I'm coming out one deep. I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened was, when I called it one deep, people who felt just like me start identifying with it. So now it helped me create a whole community of people, because when people see the one deep, they're like, damn, I feel like that. That's how I roll. I feel like don't nobody believe in me. Don't nobody believe in my vision. I had to start this alone, which is most entrepreneurs' story. When you start off as an entrepreneur, the people who gonna build your business is most of the time gonna be strangers. You think it's gonna be your close friends, your close family, those around you who you've been with your whole life, but they know you for who you once were. They don't know you for what you becoming.
No doubt.
And then a lot of times they don't even want you to blow up like that because they see you doing something they ain't willing to do.
Got you.
So they not gonna support it, right? So it started connecting me with these entrepreneurs, right? So now I started off one deep, and next thing you know, I had 700 people.
Nice.
Now I got 200 mentees that all feel the same way. They're like, yo, I'm one deep for life. You know, because even when they started in my mentorship, they might have shared it with their spouse. They might have shared it with their mother.
They weren't ready for it.
And they was like, yo, you gonna give that man, you don't even know that man. You gonna give him $3,000 for this? Why would you do that? And then once they did it, they saw like, dang, people didn't believe in me. People said this was a scam. People said it was wrong. Now it's changing their life. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So it's just ironic. I started off one deep, but then it connected me with all those people who felt like
your
me.
family.
And we just feed off each other, and then we our own support system. We our own ecosystem. We got people in my mentorship that specialize in different things, and we all just use each other as a resource, build together, and essentially now we move as a unit. We one deep.
No doubt.
A bunch of people who identify or felt like nobody identified with them, so they went on a solo tip, and then they done all collaborated and found a whole network, and we moving as one.
Like-minded individuals.
Yes,
the power
sir.
and proximity. Now, yesterday when you told me that story, you was like, man, I had to cut off a bunch of my homies, a bunch of family. And I was like, you really didn't, because they're still your family and your friends.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, you got to look at entrepreneurship more so like an elevator.
Yes.
And, you know what I mean? You know, like some people are in the lobby So you in and out with them. You know what I'm saying? And in some cases, as you're going up different levels and different challenges, and as you're going as an individual, not everybody can get into the next level because
Right.
it requires a different card to tap to open that door. And that's just how you elevate as you're elevating your mindset. You know what I mean? You're reaching different heights. So what happens is, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, will talk about you and tell you like, must be nice.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because the views from that level are different.
Hmm.
But the difference is that, you know what I mean, you come through, but you just walk through the lobby and you going outside and you own.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, I see y'all, but
But
I gotta go somewhere else. And that's one of the things, that's one of the hardest things, for entrepreneurs, you gotta understand is one you're gonna cut off or cut short some conversations and relationships that you once partake in. Like a lot of my friends, we used to talk about video games, we used to talk about basketball, we used to talk about reality TV. I don't got time for that no more. That don't mean nothing to me, right?
but we've been kicking it the whole weekend. I'd be like, man, you watching
I
this?
don't even
I
know
don't even
who
watch TV.
playing. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
even know who. I don't know who plays for that team.
Because you focusing on your work. You're not
Exactly.
watching somebody else's work.
Exactly. So one of the things you're gonna realize, you're gonna cut conversations, you're gonna cut relationships short sometimes, right? And then you gotta find a way to get a seat at a table. So what I did was I joined a mentorship. I paid $5,000 for a recession-proof mentorship, right? And the information is powerful, and this is what people don't understand. Is like when people join mentorships, they thinking that this is gonna be some life-changing magic, right? But it's not. The information is gonna be cool, but the information ain't even the best part. The best part is the other people who paid that money to get a seat at that table, because those are the like-minded individuals, right? So those are gonna be people who you're gonna be able to interact with, who you're gonna be able to add value to, and then they're gonna be able to throw it back and add value to you. Because
Facts.
everybody got some niche in something that somebody else don't know nothing about.
Kind of like me and you.
Exactly.
There
If
it
I'm
is.
able to add value to you and show you, hey, this is how I'm making money, this is how I'm successful, and then you actually do it and it works,
I got to reciprocate it.
you're gonna be like, yo, you said something about a podcast, right? Well, look, you just need that.
Out the gate.
I just wanted to show you some love because you did.
Yeah.
And that way I can build relationships with
Facts.
everybody. So then I start looking for those weaknesses in people like, man, if I could show him this, that's gonna take him to another level.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he go to another level, maybe he'll remember what I did for him.
Without doubt.
And even if you don't, because sometimes people don't. Sometimes people don't reciprocate it. But guess what? I got that energy in the universe. I'm putting it out there that I'm
Facts.
helping people, and I'm not just doing it for the money.
No, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, man, I heard about your hardship with real estate. It's a tough story.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with real estate now?
Man, so I haven't gotten back into it yet.
Okay.
But I've been helping people buy and sell real estate.
Okay.
So I'm a licensed real estate agent in DC and Maryland.
Okay.
So I do help people still buy and sell real estate. I just haven't gotten back into the investing side yet. But I am going to get back into the investing side. But right now the market is just so high that I haven't really even looked at it yet. But as soon as this market drops, because I feel like it's going to be a crash that comes soon or in a few years.
Well, they just lifted up the
moratorium?
No, the what you call it, the eviction notice.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so you could be evicted.
Yep.
Therefore, there's going to be a lot of landlords
gonna be
that
a
weren't
lot.
collecting.
Yep.
Therefore, there's going to be a lot of foreclosures out there
Exactly.
that are going to get released.
And that's when that market is going to drop.
Yeah.
And then that's when I'm gonna want to try to take advantage of it.
Okay.
If it ends up taking a dip. Right now it's at a peak because it's not enough places, not enough houses for people right now. So
that means
market's
that
kinda high.
that means that the demand is higher.
Exactly.
I think that the prices dip a lot more around your area, the DC area. But I think like places like the Midwest, places like Atlanta, I think they'll stay neutral, believe it or not.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
You know,
think
just
you're
because
right.
the outskirts, they have more volatility in their price points.
Right.
As in comes to the more center of the country, Midwest, things like that. So you know what I mean. But man, I encourage you to do so, man.
I'm definitely going to. It took so much of my time at that time. I wasn't able to like focus and build my businesses.
Got you.
So what I wanted to do was I wanted to get my businesses running it to a point where, I'm not even operating in my business, right?
Got you.
So I'm just building it right now and I'm operating in it,
Got
but
you.
I'm gonna get to a point where I'm over top of it and it's gonna be automated. It's gonna be
Got you.
digitized.
Working on your business, not in your business.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And then that way I can step away and focus on other things. But first, I gotta get the foundation right. I gotta get the automation right. I gotta put people, processes, and systems in place so they can run the way it's supposed to. And then I can step out and start doing real estate and different ventures again.
Got you, no doubt, man. I appreciate you, man, for coming in, blessing the mic. You know what I'm saying? Trapper's way out. If
Yes,
you're looking
sir.
for that income, he is. You know what I'm saying? Gonna guide you on the way out. Now, I have my own mentorship as well. It's called the mentorshipcalls.com.
Okay.
So basically Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We talk about wholesale real estate, fix and flips, deal analysis, and my lender is on there. And he
Mm.
helps lenders. I mean, he helps investors finance their first deal.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
powerful.
we got a book club. So we building community my way
Oh
as well
yeah, that's
too.
what's up. I
Yeah,
gotta get into that, man.
yeah. We could probably barter the
Yeah,
services.
for
You
sure.
know what I mean, and
For
tap in.
sure.
Maybe you come to my class and
Yeah,
bless my people. You know what
exactly.
I
That's what
mean,
we
and
can
I
do.
go
And
in
then you
your
can do the same thing. That's
facts,
what we can
facts,
do.
facts. Yeah, and that's how we grow, man. And I'm glad that we
Absolutely.
could do it on camera. And that's the goal of the podcast, man. Dope individuals that do dope things, and we figure out their relationship to real estate. So right now, you laying your foundation, but you
Yes, sir.
definitely being licensed. You understand that's the way to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Most
no doubt.
definitely.
So, yep, as I was saying, man, make sure you tap into the mentorshipcalls.com, man. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, man. We're talking about everything real estate. Bring your questions. Let us help you. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. Also, don't forget to tell a friend to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, man. He just dropped some heat. So you might even want to rewatch it again, man. We out.